The damage stretched for miles. Early reports indicate an F2 tornado may have caused this damage, and there will be no school at East Carter County R2 today due to the tornado. Van Buren was also hit hard. About 20 recreational vehicles at the Big Spring campground were destroyed. The twister even blew one of the RVs into the Current River. Well, Marquand is without a fire station this morning, destroyed by the storm. A tornado blew apart the
7 football fields. Initial damage estimates put $20+ million of damage in the heartland.
Ryan Tate's just back from Poplar Bluff, where they were hit pretty hard over there. Ryan, what's it look like over there?
Well, Davis, one person told me in a word, devastation. Most people are in complete shock over Wednesday's tornado, but especially in one Butler County community that saw most of its homes destroyed.
All my life of living in Butler County, this is the worst disaster I've seen yet. This is the most devastating property damage I've ever seen.
And it's easy to see why when you look at how the tornado ripped through the Pine Cone Estates, a neighborhood just outside of Poplar Bluff. Trees uprooted.
This is the magnitude. There's no describing the power that this thing had. There were trees as big as small trucks being thrown around.
Dreams destroyed.
More or less, where was it going to start? I mean, if you look across this, I mean, and I got 20,000 bricks sitting there, and that's basically all I see, because I'm going to have to start downstairs in the basement on all the walls and reset all the
changed.
It's depressing. It's just, I haven't realized it hasn't hit me yet. I lost my house.
In a word, this tornado was devastating. As you can see behind me, there are things from all over the subdivision that have been thrown along the path of the tornado. And over here, there is a 6,000-pound piece of machinery that was thrown over 100 feet, which just proves the power of this tornado.
And then what you do find, it's runt. It's just pictures are all runt. Clothes, or you find they've been stabbed with sticks.
You know, we're very fortunate that nobody was killed.
A member of the Butler County Emergency Management Team says over 130 homes were destroyed in Butler County. Now, many are from the subdivision you just saw. Coming up tonight on Heartland News at 6, we'll have more on the devastation in Poplar Bluff, including the story of a family who lost their home just months after building it. Back to you.
Oh, boy. Okay, Ryan, thank you very much. And amazingly, there have been no deaths reported so far in the aftermath of this latest storm, but there have been a lot of injuries.
Heartland Health reporter Wendy Ray now is here with the numbers. Wendy?
Well, Lisa, last night 20 people were taken by ambulance to Three Rivers Health Care in Poplar Bluff. 14 of the injured came from Poplar Bluff. 2 were from Elsinore, 2 from Van Buren. 1 was brought in from Williamsville, and 1 from Greenville. 7 of those people are still in the hospital today. The others have already been released. All the storm victims got the immediate medical care they needed from the staff at Three Rivers Health Care. Later in Heartland Health, I'll have more on how the hospital jumped into action by putting its disaster plan into effect. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Wendy. And the governor is touring parts of southeast Missouri, pounded Elsinore Community Pentecost Church. Tornado literally ripped through the middle of the building, pushing that portion of the church onto one side on the ground. This section of Elsinore looks more like Tornado Alley. You can see the destructive path that scrambled trees, tin, and debris like some kind of tossed salad. Windows were blown out of this church van, and a member dragged away the steeple, while others dug through the scattered pile searching for anything they might be able to salvage.
I just cried. For 26 years we've been pastoring here. We built it from basement up, and I just cried. You know.
Anybody would. Members tell Heartland News if the storm had been an hour and a half later, the church would have been filled with nearly 60 to 80 people. The tornado in Elsinore seemed to hop and dip and drop in a number of spots. You can see this building looks like King Kong or somebody stepped on it, smashing it to bits.
50 miles to the northeast, folks in Marquand are cutting down and cleaning up. What happened on April 24th, 2002 has left a big mark on the town. It's a date folks there won't soon forget. In the small town of Marquand, just about every one of the 230-some-odd residents were touched by the storm. All this damage from a storm that ripped through town in a matter of minutes.
Right here was my garage door.
Clifford Hurdenson saw it tear apart his town.
My porch started shaking, and I grabbed for the door frame, and it tried to suck me out. And I got myself pulled into the house, and my door went shut like a whoop. like a vacuum sweeper pulled it.
This was a pretty picky storm. It came right through here, didn't even touch this small shed that's not even anchored down, but right over here, just a few feet away, a big shed, 25 by 30 on this concrete pad that was anchored down, and not only demolished it, it picked it up and tossed it around like a baseball.
Just picked it up and it threw it clear over the top of my house and over the top of Bill's house.
Kay Mauser lost her home and her car. She says if it hadn't been for an insistent neighbor, she would have been inside when the storm hit.
He yelled, "Come on, Kay," and he grabbed me by the arm. He's a big guy. And I took a step about every 10 feet, and the metal was flying.
Kay has lost a lot, like her neighbors, the Hurtinsons, but they both know it could have been worse.
Pretty bad, pretty scary.
With the amount of damage, there could have been a lot of injuries.
Now, firefighters say no one in the town was killed or seriously hurt because they listened to the warnings to take cover right from our very own Bob Reeves and radio announcements there in town. They estimate they had about 7 minutes to get to safety before the tornado tore through.
Of course, it'll take some time for those affected by the storm to recover, but the American Red Cross is already there to help. You can call the number on your screen here, 573-335-9471, if you are in need of food or clothing or shelter, and someone should be manning those phones 24 hours a day, so give them a call and someone will be more than willing to help out. Today, just, you never would have guessed.
Good day to have after the day after a storm because